Have you ever played FPS games nowadays? It's about convenience and fast-paced gameplays. Well, the thing I'm going to talk about is totally different. It is the exact opposite of convenient and fast-paced. Instead of reloading and having ammo inside that magazine and it magically appearing inside your inventory, or getting a kill streak and calling an airstrike or air support or any tactical gears, Milsim is a game where you have to do everything by yourself or with your teams. Milsim stands for Military Simulator. It is a genre of games that is focused on simulating realistic military operations or gameplays. Well, what happened in those games, you may ask? Well, those games are like every FPS games ever, except more realistic. The map can be either very big or very small. For example, like a building where you have to clear a whole building and there are hostiles inside that building, or either an open wide map or an island can be the map. And those maps are either realistic, which means that the place is real and developers got satellite images or went to the place itself and put those things where it's in real life in games, like houses and such. Well, of course, the world is not a map because it is too big, but there are sometimes islands and states and facilities and stuff. Let's talk about the guns in the games. Well, in each game, you can't have all the guns. Like, for example, if it's a game about war between America and Russian, like the Cold War, or World War II, World War One, they will feature popular guns in that period. Like, for example, in the Cold War, Russians mainly use AKs and the Americans used M14 or M16. I don't remember which one. Let's talk about the gameplays in these games. Well, I will use Arma 3 as an example because it is the most fun game that I want to play, but I can't play yet because in Arma 3 you have to use a very strong computer and mine's a potato. Well, enough about that. Arma 3 is a game based on an island or anywhere because this game has many mods and the community can mod each map, so they can make, for example, an island or a building, a city, and they can make anything they want because this is a community game. So for example, I spawned on an island with many players in it. There is a thing called teams in there, and civilians. You can be either for example, American soldier, a Russian soldier, a civilian, or rebelling against them. So a rebellion, you can make teams and you can operate missions, do missions with your friends, but this is all realistic. So, for example, your base is in the middle of nowhere and you have to operate a mission at a place 20 kilometers away. Good luck about that because you need to have the capital or money to go there. You can either buy a jet, Apache helicopter, a little bird, any vehicles you want, but you have to earn that through missions. So through missions, you earn money, and through money, you can buy more equipments, vehicles, special gears, and such. Let's say, for example, I'm on the American side, so I am an American soldier. I can be playing as either in a serious server where they take role-playing very seriously and they want everything to be like the military, so like communications, comms, rankings, like there are rankings in there that you have to follow, rules and such. And in Arma, everything is provided for you or you can make them in mods. So it can be a very serious server, and those servers can be a lot of fun in itself, but There are also casual servers where they just want to play around. Like for example, in the Area 51 raid a year back, someone in Arma made a map about that, and people started raiding them in Arma 3, sorry. Yeah, and looking at it, it was very fun. Why? Because we don't actually have to go there, and because in games they can provide you with jets and helicopters and such. So looking down on people raiding the Area 51 map with just nothing is very fun. Let's say I'm on the serious side of the gameplays because I want to experience some of the military experiences that they go through. Well, in these games, anyone can play them. So the leader of this clan or something can actually be ex-military personnel or something. So first, when I join, I will of course be a rookie. But later on, when I play and train for hours and hours, because in this game there are vehicles, there are gadgets, there are gears, special gears, night vision goggles, thermal goggles, thermal optics and such. But the most hardest thing to do is flying, and yeah, in this game it is like the real thing. So of course there are jets, there are helicopters, there are planes, civilian planes, there are everything, and each buttons are like the real one, not 100% but simplified. So if you know anything about flying a real plane or flying a real jet, you can use those concepts and maybe simplify it so much that it is understandable for civilians to use. That is for another game, DCS, which is about fighter jets, and every button is real. Every button can be pressed, and each button has their own thing, like the real life versions of those jets. But that is on another topic. Let's say that I've been playing for 2 years, and I can operate my own missions and be their captain or leaders. Let's say that the mission or the location of the mission is very far away, like 100 kilometers. I can choose to either go there by taking a plane, a big one, you know, the one where you skydive off it. Yeah, that. Or I can choose a helicopter so that it is much cheaper and I don't need that much personnel. Let's say the squad is of 10 people. I can split those two squads into Team Alpha and Team Bravo. So maybe like one of Team Bravo can take a plane, and one of Team Alpha can take a Little Bird or an Apache, and we can go there together and, you know, go to different sides. And actually in this game you have to strategize so much that if you are very good at it, you can make every mission a successful mission. So this game can actually improve your real life more than any other games, other than simulator games like car games and such. Let's talk about the hours we will put in this game. Well, in most games, one operation or one mission can take up to 6 hours more or less. Why? Because one, you have to choose the location of the mission. It can be far away or very close. Either is fine. Second, you have to find the people, the perfect people for this mission. You have to arrange schedules because this game can take nearly a whole day. You have to go to people and ask them, when are you free? Is this time okay? So it is actually more like a job than it is a game, because playing with real players are more fun. They can be free and they can be busy, so you have to ask another person. And yeah, depends on the squad. If your team, if you have made a team already and they're all free, then it's good to go. You can just say that operation in this time, this date, be there on time. Yeah, and that's it. And if you can't find other people, maybe you can ask other people randomly, like anyone in the server. And next is equipment. All your team has to be equipped with equipment that is good for that environment. Like for example, if we're going to a desert, maybe wear a desert camo for your gears. Or if you're going to carry out a night operation, you need night vision goggles, maybe thermal. You need night vision laser sights and such, and maybe other things. And 4, vehicles, because you can go there by walking, but it will take too long. So vehicles can be anything from air support to ground support, or just a normal car to bring you there. Like for example, if you have a lot of money in game and you can buy an A10 Warthog and you need some air support, which can help a lot, you can find someone from your team who spent at least 10 hours training to fly the A10, because in this game it is very hard to fly these things. And yeah, and lastly is to carry out the operation. When you go there, it takes time, yeah, but if you have some special vehicles, the time you go there will be less, and when you arrive you have to carry out the mission as planned. And that is all. In conclusion, this game is not for everyone. Everyone doesn't have enough hours to spend on this one single mission that you have to do, because not everyone has a lot of free time. They can play other games, which can take like an hour, maybe 2 at most, half an hour, something like that, or even less if they're not addicted. And this game, Milsim, can actually be useful in real life because 1, it improves your communication skills. Callouts are very important. If you see an enemy and you don't know how to say where they exactly are, your team is screwed. You are also screwed, and you have to start everything over. So training to do callouts, training to learn these callouts are very good. 2 is teamwork. The most important thing about these games is teamwork, because there's no such thing as a one-man squad in this game. You can't be that good because numbers will always overwhelm you. So if you play with different people, you have to learn to communicate very well and tell them these and that and plan them. So thirdly, planning. Speaking of planning, is about planning and preparedness. You have to prepare everything yourself or with your teams. So of course teamwork, and brainstorm each ideas, strategize each plan. It can help you with meetings. It can help you with work in real life, and yeah. And lastly is that you can have fun. These experiences are not like any other games at all. So it can be a unique experience that you can play with other people and you can brag about them. And that is all for today, and thank you very much. Bye.